All right, welcome back to art. We are going to be making a line design again this week. And this time I'm going to show you, last week I showed you the squares, okay? Triangles are also an option. But this week I'm going to show you the squiggly lines. So depending on what you did last week, I want you to choose a different type today. So if you did squares with me last week, do the squiggly lines with me this time, okay? If you did triangles, let's do the squiggly lines. If you already did squiggly lines, let's do squares or triangles this time, okay? So I'm going to set this aside. Pencil to write my name. In the middle on the back, so we don't forget. Then I don't need my pencil anymore, and I'm just going to use markers. So last week I showed you how to use the thick marker from the side and from the tip to get thick or thin lines, okay, because we want a variety of thickness for our lines. So you can do the same with a skinny marker, okay? Your markers might be a different kind than mine, but you should still be able to get a thicker line if you use the side edge and a thinner line if you're using the tip, okay? When we are using the tip, we don't want to be pressing really hard, or that's going to thicken up our tip after time because it will kind of smash it. So you don't need to press hard. All you need to do is touch the paper to get the line, okay? So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to use orange and teal today. I might not even need this thick marker. But we'll see, okay? So I'm going to angle my paper, and I'm going to start making some squiggly lines, okay? So I'm using the side of my marker to get a thicker line, but I'm going to go over it twice, kind of like I did on the borders of my squares last time to get the thicker line, okay? All right, so I can go back and smooth it out in places where it's not very smooth. Not a problem. All right, there's one line. I'm going to do another here. Okay, and just thickening it up. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same marker, and I'm going to use the tip to do my skinny line. And I'm actually going to do a skinny line on either side of my squiggly line. I'm just going to follow along next to my squiggly line. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same over here to this guy. Okay, now I'm going to use some of the turquoise. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a couple lines and kind of color in the gaps to make it look thicker. Okay, I'm going to do a skinny line on either side. Okay, thickening it up. Okay, so I have 2 of each so far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this line, this orange line, but with my teal marker. Okay, and I want this one to be thick, so I'm going to thicken it up. Then I'm going to do a thin line next to it. And I'm just going to keep building on my lines. Okay? Maybe on this side I'll just do 2 skinny lines instead of doing a thick one. I'm going to run into this other guy here, so I'm going to stop, pretend like he's in front, and then keep going, okay? And underlap this squiggly line. Alright, I'm going to do a second one. Alright, I think I want to thicken up this second one. Just for the variety. I think it will look better. But you can do 2 thin lines in a row. But then just take a look, and if you think it will look better thick, then thicken it up. Okay, so I'm just building on my lines and switching off colors, okay? Maybe I'll do a thin orange line. And then a thick one. Okay, and as I go behind, or as I run into the other lines that are already there, I go behind. So pretend like it goes back here. I think this one I'm going to do the thick first. Okay, so I've thickened up all these lines and they're starting to run into each other. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to start to fill in these random shapes that have been made. Okay, so let's start doing that. I'm going to start with, how about here? I'm going to start here with the orange. So I'm going to do a thick orange line. And I'm just going to fill in this kind of weird curvy shape. It points right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue it out. Switching off colors and varying the thickness of my lines. Okay? Okay, in here. I'm going to do one more orange. So you don't have to keep the pattern perfectly consistent. You can switch off thin and thick. And colors kind of wherever you see fit. All right, but we're getting a very fun design over here. I'm sure yours is looking awesome as well. We're just gonna, just like last time, we're just gonna keep going until we fill up the page. So this one's kind of fun. It's gonna close up, okay? All right, let's fill in these guys. So we'll be finished with this side. right. We're almost finished, or I'm almost finished. I don't know where you're at. But hopefully you're still working and just kind of following along. This kind of has a weird little extra spot, so I'm just going to connect it here and then flow over there. So the lines are going to get shorter and shorter as we go. All right. So this one is finished. All right, just a fun line design. Nothing in particular. All of our pictures are going to turn out different, so I'm excited to see them when you bring them back to school so we can see how everybody's turned out. You'll be surprised how many different varieties we'll have with colors and just where the lines ended up. They're going to look awesome. I cannot wait to see. Great job today.